What's up? What's going on, people? Happy New Year 2026. It's your boy, the BQF, Black Quarterback Forum, BlackQBsInEffect.com website. Yours truly, Alex A. Dizzle, all the other shit that I go by. It's a new year. Same old shit still exists in this world, though. Anyway, I'm here to talk about football. Y'all know that the black quarterbacks in the NFL, people, that's what I do. I don't care if just one person watched the video, whatever, because the shit I talk about is real. Okay? None of that fake bullshit. I just keep it to the black QBs. And y'all see the jerseys. I got my man Lamar out there because before I get into all the statistics of the black quarterback that happened last week, this is week 18, game 17, and there are only a couple of teams with black quarterbacks in the playoffs. So, but the Ravens play the Steelers, and the winner will be in the playoffs. So, I didn't check up on any reports, but I don't even know if Lamar's going to play. If I'm the coach, I'm waiting until the latest time that you could make that decision. It was Friday, Saturday, or today is Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. So, Sunday morning, no, he's not going to play. Whatever the latest time is, that's what I think Harbaugh is going to wait for, But if they win, they in. So, same thing with the Carolina Panthers. If they win, they're in the playoffs. With Bryce Young taking them to the playoffs, baby. Yes. But anyway, last week, football is always interesting. It's fun to watch. Whatever team you have, you root for them, even if it's the Raiders, who had a black quarterback, Geno Smith, and who won't be playing quarterback in the NFL next year. If you pick up Geno Smith as a team, you're like, we're going somewhere. Y'all going somewhere, right? Outside to put the trash in the garbage can. I mean, come on. But I think they trying to say the Raiders going to lose this game and the last game of the season, so they'll have the number one pick. And, of course, they're talking about a quarterback. I mean, quarterback is what drives the team, obviously. So much more these days. So Colin Cowherd said it even last year, this year, whatever. It's a quarterback-centric league with all the rules and the way they do things. If you ain't got a good quarterback, oh well. So, as I go through the quarterbacks, other things just come to my memory. I don't have a game plan down here that I'm going to go touch this and that. I just love talking about the black quarterback. Y'all see I got my lineup. I always have my lineup in the videos. And I got the jerseys of all the teams up under Lamar. It is the Carolina Panthers. There's a Teddy Bridgewater jersey, but it's a Carolina Panther jersey, hoping that Bryce Young can get to the playoffs. And the other four are the teams that are solidly locked into the playoffs, with the Texans, the Packers, the Bears, and the Eagles. So, with that being said, let me just go through the winning quarterback. It's a week ago, and I've just slowed down on making my videos because all the black quarterbacks. I'm going to losing black quarterbacks in a minute. Let's get of all the black quarterbacks that won last week. There's only two: C.J. Stroud and Jalen Hurts, solidly in the playoffs. Tyler, I guess they call him Snoop. I had never heard of that, but Tyler Snoop Huntley and the Ravens did win, and like I said, they got to win this Sunday, 2 days from now. Today is Friday, right? Ooh, January 2nd of 2026. So, anyway, Dakota Rain Prescott, or is it Rain Dakota, whichever, he was against the Commanders, who have just fallen off without Jaden Daniels. They just, 19 for 37, 307 yards. He was 8.3 average, 2 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was sacked 6 times, 38 yards that come off that 307. His QBR was 57.9 and his rating was 97.5. I'm gonna just go over some of these QBRs here, and it's the QBR is the most interesting statistic in the world to me when it comes to these quarterbacks. Okay, C.J. Stroud, a winner, and that defense. They keep talking about that defense, and then they act like C.J. He's up and he is up and down at times, but they did beat. Oh, I forget who they beat off the top of my head last weekend. I think it was not Jacksonville, but the Chargers. I think it was the Chargers. He was 16 for 28, 244 yards, 8.7 passing down the field, 2 touches, 2 INTs, 0 sacks. His QBR was 52.4. His rating was 80.1. And his QBR was a little less than Dak's. And so, what the Q? I got some interesting QBRs from losing quarterbacks here. I'll get to those in a minute. But Tyler Snoop Huntley, man, Derrick Henry, he just ran all over the Packers, man. But Snoop was 16 for 20, 107 yards, 5.4 average. He wasn't throwing the ball that far down the field. 100 yards. It wasn't 107. Wasn't throwing it at all that much. One touchdown, 0 INTs. He was sacked 1 time for 0 yards, so sacked at the line of scrimmage. His QBR, 91. 91. Oh, his rating, 105.6. Now, I looked at my man Drake Mays. He had 5 touchdowns. His QBR was, I think he threw for over 300, 0 INTs. He played the Jets, though. The Jets, oh my God. But anyway, his QBR was 99. That's one of the highest ones I've seen. And his rating was 150 something. I mean, I don't understand why it wasn't 1,000. He got 5 touchdowns, 0 INTs. A young white boy been killing people. Size, he's 6'4", 6'5", I believe. Size don't matter in the NFL. Not a quarterback. Size don't matter, right? It don't matter. You could be 5'11", win the Super Bowl, right? No, you can't. You can be 6'1", Jalen, Drew Brees. If Drew Brees is really 6'1", Jalen Hurts played in 2 times. He won once. He's 6'1". But 5'11" guys. Moving on. Shedeur Sanders. Oh my God. The love-hate with Shedeur. I love black quarterback. I got to get me another jersey. It's going to be either him or Campbell. So I wish I could afford both at the same time. I don't know. We'll see. I'm buying that Shedeur jersey. I'm going to wear it around proudly because he's a black man. Fuck all that other bullshit about the Browns and how horrible he might be in his first year. And all them other teams out there. I'm not going to call y'all silly individuals, but you root for your team and he doesn't play for my team and the Browns, hell with the Browns. Okay. I forget to always bring my book in here before I start my videos. But for all you young cats out there who don't know the history, I would suggest you go read. The Browns are one of the teams way back in the day. I'm talking before they even let black people play in the NFL regularly, okay? Definitely wasn't letting them play quarterback. Forget exactly what year, but it was when football first was getting established. And the Browns was like, we like the brothers, and we're going to play the brothers, and you other people can go to hell. I mean, they didn't say it that way, but that's basically what they were saying. Because at the time, you had the brothers playing every position but quarterback. And we were strong everywhere. Running back, linebacker, offensive line, defensive line. We were strong everywhere. We would have been good at quarterback, but they just wouldn't let us play. So for the Browns, my hat's off to the Browns. I don't care all this, Stefanski wasn't letting them practice with the first team and this and that. Whatever, man. The Browns ownership back in the day, they stood up for black people. Most people don't know that and understand that. The Browns have had a horrible time getting that good quarterback. I mean, hell, they've had 30, 40 quarterbacks since the 80s and 90s. When a team like the Packers have only had 3 quarterbacks in the last 30 years, starting quarterbacks. I mean, they've had a couple other fill-ins, but basically 3. They're on Jordan Love right now. Okay? Before that was Aaron Rodgers. Before that was Brett Favre. Go back and look. So when all these people talk about how horrible Sanders is and this and that, and yeah, he took the draft. He should have just went to the combines and competed like everybody else. But when your daddy is a Hall of Famer, Neon Dion, I was around when he got drafted out of Florida State. Okay, me and I. So I saw all the craziness with Dion. Dion went through all the combine. He did everything. Now, why his son feel like, well, I didn't have to do that? Hell, your daddy's a Hall of Famer, one of the best cornerbacks ever. So you can argue whatever you want to argue when it comes to Shedeur. He's a black man. He's got my love and my respect at the BQF, the Black Quarterback Forum. So you can take that and stick it up whatever team ass you want, okay? His statistics beating up on the Steelers minus DK Metcalf, whatever his silly ass was doing, fucking with the fans. And that might cost y'all this game against the Ravens coming up. But Shedeur was 17 for 23, 186 yards. It's 8.1 average down the field. 1 touchdown, 2 INTs. He was sacked 2 times for minus 2 yards. His QBR was 37.3, a rating of 75.6. Now, I just briefly looked at QBRs of other teams and other players, white, black, quarterbacks. And yeah, quarterbacks with worse stats than his, but yet their QBR was higher. The QBR makes, I ain't gonna say it makes 0 sense, but at times it does. It makes 0 fucking sense. The last winner from week 17 of the games was Jalen Hurts, black quarterback of all the NFL games. It was only 5. I looked and looked and looked to make sure. It was only 5. It was some black on black crime where I just affectionately call it when one black quarterback plays another black quarterback. But Jalen Hurts, and they beat that defense. See, what's funny to me is when I listen to TV, it's Friday morning, people. Otherwise, I'd be drinking a beer. I haven't even went to work yet. So it's the H2O, the water. But what's funny to me is listening to these so-called experts, professionals on TV. They talk about how good the Eagle defense is. And Jalen's numbers will not blow you out of the water by any stretch. But they do what they need to do to win the games. People cannot figure out the Eagles. I could care less if the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. I hope they do. A black quarterback win again. And I hope they play the Ravens. So it would be 2 more black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. We ain't got that much coming out of the AFC, but we'll see. With his numbers, Jalen Hurts, 13 for 27, 110 yards, 4.1. He's not throwing it downfield that much. Not in this game against the Bills. 1 touchdown, 0 INTs. He was sacked 1 time for minus 2 yards. His QBR was 38.3. His rating was 71.5. Similar numbers to Sanders. Sanders, So, those are the winning black quarterbacks from week 17. Game number 16. Got one more game here. Game 8 or game 17, week 18. And man, look, I've been watching football for a long time. Some of the shit they be saying is just ridiculous. TV is for entertainment value. They got to put some bullshit on TV. And what's funny to me, only the quarterback is the most important position on the team. I get it. And they want to keep it as white as possible. So, but if you go look at the statistics, and I talk about them every so often, statistically, and I've seen different numbers anywhere from 55 to 65% of the NFL players are black. That includes the quarterbacks. Now, if you separate the quarterbacks, we had 16 quarterbacks starting this season. The Saints, the Dolphins, Jets, and Giants all have white quarterbacks now, but they had black guys that started the season. There was 16. It was equal. I went back and looked at Shador played for the Browns. Browns didn't have a black quarterback start, but every other team that I talk about, they had a black quarterback. We got a couple fill-ins. Chris Oladokin, I believe is how you say his name, is in Kansas City, of course. Malik Willis, filling in for Jordan Love. Josh Johnson filling in for Jaden Daniels at the moment. But outside of those fill-ins, everybody else is with Tyler Huntley for Lamar. So, but we had 16, okay? Half the league. So they don't ever talk about that. And I think it's going to be like that going forward. Because these white guys are balling out. Drake May. I mean, I just jokingly say size matters. Because I don't think you can be a 5'11". Hats off to my man in Carolina. I just size. And then NBA, baseball, you can be a short guy. But not at quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if you've ever watched the huddles. If you watch the Carolina Panthers, and when a man lines up, Bryce, when he lines up with the 6'4", 6'5", 6'3" guys, you'll see how small he really looks. But he's doing work. He's putting in work. And if they win, they play Carolina. They play Tampa Bay. I believe it's in Tampa. Man, a lot of people are not saying they're going to win, but if they win, he's in the playoffs. So, but for me, I'm saying you got to be 6'2" or bigger. I know Jalen Hurts won it last year as he played in it because that's an amazing team there on the Eagles. As a young fan, as a young boy growing up, I hated the Eagles. I hated them. I ain't going to lie, I hated them. I was a Cowboy fan. I talk about that all the time. Grew up in Wilmington, Delaware. It's on the East Coast, 30 miles south of Philadelphia, and I hated the Eagles. I'm trying to think of the quarterback they had. I'm thinking they were linebacker. Bill Berge, I think that was his name. Oh, they had hella defense back then. Jaworski, he was a hell of a quarterback. That's when you can hit quarterbacks any kind of way. Today, you go back there, the defensive player accidentally fall. Oh, flag. You can't fall on quarterbacks. You can't pick them up, spike them on the head like they did Terry Bradshaw way back in the day. That footage is probably out there. Somebody picked them up, turned them completely upside down, and smashed him on his head. Yes, they actually did that to Terry Bradshaw. That old dude who's on the damn Fox show. I don't even watch that shit. But yeah, go back and you can find that footage if it's still out there. I think it was the Houston Oilers. Well, it was Houston Oilers at the time. They moved out of Houston. They ain't the Oilers no more. They moved somewhere else. And anyway, so love football. I've been talking about it last 3 years here at the Black Quarterback Forum. Shit I talk about is real. I talk about the Black QB because that's who I love. I don't have no favorite team no more. I got a closet full of jerseys. Okay, as you can see, I got several of them hanging up there. All the teams that's going to be in the playoffs. Lamar, and right behind Lamar, you can see the little colors of the Panther jersey. Hopefully those two make it, and then that's 6 black quarterbacks. So we going to see what's going to happen in the playoffs, people. CJ Stroud and them, that defense. The only thing to me when it comes to the playoffs are these teams that play in warm weathers or indoor stadiums. If they got to go to a stadium where it's like freezing cold, that team ain't winning. I'm sorry to say. So, like in the NFC, you have the Niners, the Rams, and Seattle, 3 of the top teams in the NFC. And outside of, and it gets cold in Seattle, but not like freezing cold in Chicago and Philly. It don't get cold like that. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think the weather plays big time. Depending on where they end up playing, who wins. But here at the BQF, Black Quarterback Forum, we pull for black quarterbacks. CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson. If you make it, I'll be here to talk about you. We'll, we're going to see what's going to happen. All right? BQF, Black Quarterback Forum, baby. We love black quarterbacks. Happy New Year, all that good shit to you and your family. Take care. See you in a week.